Hey everybody, here at America Fest 2023 with one of my favorite kinds of people. Chris Jacobson doesn't know this, but I love coffee. I have a problem with coffee.
All right.
And I'm kind of an addict. So, Chris, I'm curious, did you know that you were going to be a drug dealer when you grew up?
I did not know that, but our marketing strategy is pretty much the same. We give out free samples.
That of a drug dealer. I love it. I love it. Okay, so, I'm teasing, but I will say I'm a big fan of coffee and caffeine. My father, when I was a little kid, Saturday morning breakfast, he would make me my own little tiny cup of coffee, because I wanted to be like Dad, right?
Absolutely.
And so it was just mostly sugar and milk, but it's almost like a comfort food to me now as an adult. Do you ever hear that from people? Do you hear funny stories about people's relationship with coffee?
Absolutely, and they have to have it, and it's not necessarily the caffeine. It is that kind of tie to comfort food, and just it feels good to have that nice warm beverage, and I love the coffee flavor. I love teas, I love coffee, but you get those people that say, no, I'm not a coffee drinker. I go, that's just blasphemy.
Yeah, I feel sad for you and your life.
It's okay.
Now you came around, and Chris, you were sharing with me your company. You've got AmericaFirstJava.com, okay, and that is also GoodStuffCoffee.com.
Yes.
So you've got GoodStuffCoffee.com, which was where you started,
Correct.
right? Now share with our viewers the mission of Good Stuff Coffee.
Yes, well, what we do with Good Stuff is we help kids when they age out of foster care to become permanently self-sustaining, and we do it with high-end, premium, organic, air-roasted coffee.
And a lot of people don't realize that kids who are aging out of the foster care system, they may not have a place to stay.
Right.
They may not have, they have great family, possibly, hopefully, but that family no longer gets financial support to help take care of them. They may be out on their own without any support to find an apartment, to find a job, and to do all of these things. And so what was there something that gave you a heart for those folks, for those kids? What stirs you? What gets you going?
This is just a business that I've developed labor of love nights and weekends. My day job is I'm a business management and process improvement consultant. And so I was working with a client 6 or 7 years ago, and I ended up working alongside these kids. I didn't know anything about the plight of former foster youth. I didn't know anything about coffee at the time either.
Yeah.
I'm a businessman first and foremost.
Yeah.
And God did. He just gave me a heart for these kids, and I learned about what their plight was. And the coffee business is a fun business.
Yeah.
So it's just something I stepped into, and then I was able to develop a relationship with my local Sprout store. The first year we had one store, 4 slots on the shelves, and we did so many demos throughout the year. By the end of that year, they do what they call a coffee reset every year.
Okay.
By the second year, they gave us 10 slots. We were the best-selling coffee in that particular store.
I love it. It's coffee on a mission. I can feel good about feeding my addiction. I love it. Okay.
There you go.
Now, what had you? So you had GoodStuffCoffee.com, and now it's transitioned to America Must Put God First, okay? America First Coffee, and then on this mug, as you can see, America Must Put God First, okay?
Yes.
So where did the transition from Good Stuff to America First happen? What was that inspiration?
America First Java is a white label of my own brand that we do for the patriot, the freedom, movement.
Community.
AmericaFirstJava.com.
Yep.
I've been pushing that out, and we started pushing out some merch for it, America First, and God just kind of smacked me upside the head and said, okay, yeah, America First, yes, however, I come before that. I am preeminent, and so he gave me this saying, America must put God first, to tie everything in, and I started pushing out this message, and I'm actually giving these mugs away to any podcasters or influencers who are willing to just set it in frame and when they're doing their show or while they're conducting interviews or being interviewed. So if that's you, please contact me. You can reach out to me at ampgf.com. It's the first letter of every word, AmericaMustPutGodFirst.com.
Okay.
And I will ship you a free mug.
I love it. I love it. Okay, all of you watching out there, get your free mug. This is the message we need to be spreading. So you took one company with a mission and then created an additional like you're multiple, you got multiple missions coming out of this coffee.
It's busy time.
I love that. So are you doing coffee full time now, or
no, it's still God is really blessing it. We've never raised our prices even after pre-COVID
with all the inflation and everything.
We've been just, again, it's a labor of nights and weekends, so I need to focus on something like that to make sure we hit the right numbers when you do that. You don't get a chance to fudge around.
Yep.
So I'm talking with a distributor now that might be able to get us into some additional grocery chains like Kroger and Whole Foods and whatnot. So I tell you, this is not me. This is all God blessing this, because, I'm just a general business guy, and it fell in my lap, and God has been building this. He's given me the inspiration to market it here in the Patriot movement as America First Java.
I love it.
And we're helping anybody and everybody we can with it. And if somebody wants to buy one of these mugs to help us offset the cost, you can buy it at the merch site.
Yeah,
AmericaFirst.com. If you're an influencer, it's yours free.
AmericaFirstJava.com.
Yes.
Go to AmericaFirstJava.com. You can order the coffee. You can order the merch. You can get a code, right? A discount code. So your affiliate code.
That's
to
right.
help hawk the coffee. Because I love me some coffee. We're gonna have to get hooked up with you.
All right.
I love it, Chris.
Well, we give back 20% to any affiliates that with a promo code. So
fantastic.
we're happy to do that too.
Yep.
I'm giving these mugs away to podcasters and influencers. Anybody with any kind of reach, contact me. ampgf.com. The first letter of every word. America must put God first. ampgf.com. Reach out to me and tell me what you want. I'll ship one to you free. The caveat is you just have to show it on your show, put it on your desk, and then I'm creating a little sizzle reel of everybody that's got these. So
now we're gonna have to do like a skit or something fun with it,
I love
so we
it.
can make sure to get in the sizzle reel. And they can go. Now you said that your coffee is it Good Stuff Coffee at Sprouts, or is it America First Java at Sprouts?
It's Good Stuff Coffee at Sprouts because that's the main
politically correct.
Well, just neutral brand.
Right. Okay. So that's the coffee.
We don't get involved. We have some investors in Good Stuff, so we don't want to mess with that in Sprouts.
And then but then there's the white labeling.
They're all great people to deal with, by the way.
Yeah. And then we've got America First Java is got the mission behind it.
That's right.
And so if they go to it's better for them to go to America First Java to buy the coffee, though, right? Go to Sprouts, buy Good Stuff, but what do they get if they go to AmericaFirstJava.com?
If they go to AmericaFirstJava.com, they get the branded coffee is the only difference. It's the same coffee that you would buy at Sprouts. You could also buy at GoodStuffCoffee.com. It's the same coffee, but what we want you to do is go to AmericaFirstJava.com and use whatever promo code who you want to support.
Okay.
And then we kick back, it's actually 20% of the gross sales of the coffee that we kick back to your favorite channel, whoever it is that you might be wanting to support.
So you're not just helping foster kids who are aging out of foster care, you're helping the conservative movement spread their voice and elevate their voice.
That's right.
So you've actually got multiple missions tied into the coffee company.
We've built the different levels. It's all built in there. It's all automatic. It's all turnkey at this point.
I love it. So what is your favorite? Okay, I'm a dark roast girl.
Okay.
What's your favorite blend? What's your favorite roast that you sell?
So I'm a businessman first and foremost who's in the coffee business, as opposed to the other way around. So in business, you want to drive out complexity. So we have what we call Roaster's Choice Regular, Roaster's Choice Decaf, and then we have an espresso blend for you dark roast lovers. Now I'll have to check with my roaster to see if we can do that in a decaf. It may or may not be available, but we do all Central and Latin American single origins, again, to keep it simple, and it's a similar flavor profile. And my roaster has, they are the ones who source the greens from the single origin countries, and they rotate that seasonally based on what is best seasonally.
Ooh.
Yes.
Okay, so this isn't just a fly-by-night sort of or operation. You guys
No.
are legit. You're serious.
Yeah, we're not just talking coffee out of the trunk of our car.
All right. Well, we're gonna try
that way.
We're gonna try the espresso blend because I like me some dark roast. Say a little bit more, just if you will. I don't know what's this air roasting thing.
Sure,
What does
air
that mean?
roasting. So, and I didn't know this about 6 years ago, but most coffee is drum roasted. It's in a chamber that's enclosed. It's got fire heat underneath.
Yeah.
And it's a metal grate, and you can burn. You know,
can
the beans.
taste it burnt sometimes.
Sometimes they do it intentionally. There's a certain chain I won't mention that has a lot of burnt coffee. But
It starts with an S and ends with an S.
perhaps.
Maybe.
Perhaps. But at air roasting, it's like a hot air popcorn popper. So
Okay.
the beans are kept in constant circulation.
Okay.
And it's sometimes called fluid bed roasting as well.
Okay.
Because it's just a fluid bed of air continually rotating, and it roasts each bean evenly all the way through. And then there's a chaff, a skin on every
Okay.
coffee bean.
Yep.
And at a certain temperature, it cracks and separates. And with air roasting, it's just blown out through the exhaust ventilation. Almost all of it is removed.
Okay.
And that's where most of the acidity and bitterness are. And that's why it's such a smooth cup of coffee.
I am so excited to try your coffee, Chris. Okay, so tell everyone again, where can they say what the websites that
You
they
bet.
can go buy it? Where can they find you? Where can they find out more?
The best place to go is just AmericaFirstJava.com, all spelled out, all letters, no numbers, AmericaFirstJava.com. You can get to the merch page from there and get the coffee mugs if you want to get some America Must Put God First merch as well. And then please support this channel, and hopefully we'll be able to put something together so that we can send some money back.
You are so sweet. Do you have any social medias where they can follow you?
I have been systematically removed from most social media.
No, Chris.
But I am looking at getting somebody to help me rebuild. I do own Good Stuff Coffee, and I need to get America First Java put out there on social media. So if that's what you do, contact me, and we can have a conversation about that.
Hallelujah. You might even get free coffee for it.
Could happen.
I love it. All right, Chris. Thank you so much for joining us
It's been
today.
a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
All right. Bye, guys.